The lingering fragrance of lavender and lemon polish still hung in the air. A testament to Tiffany's latest cleaning binge. She had been like this recently, a whirlwind of domesticity after months of, well, I couldn't quite figure out what it felt like. She was trying to bury something beneath spotless countertops and neatly folded laundry that Sunday. She decided the living room needed a new centerpiece, a large frame photo, teeter-on, a mantle, an unwitting tribute to her work family as she liked to call them. I'd always found her enthusiasm for her colleagues a bit excessive, almost performative. The photo itself was typical office fare for smiles, awkward poses, the sea of corporate anonymity. But Tiffany gazed at it with such pride, her eyes sparkling, as if she just unveiled masterpiece. They're the best team, Jackson. She declared, her voice a touch too loud and quick. I'm so lucky to work with such a wonderful group of people. I glanced at the photo, mostly out of politeness. There was Brenda, the perpetually stressed marketing manager, and David, the IT guy who looked like he hadn't seen sleep in days, and then there was him, a man I didn't recognize, standing a little too close to Tiffany. His hand almost, but not quite touching, her shoulder. He was taller than the rest, with a charming grin and eyes that seemed to cut straight through the glossy print. His name tag was blurred, but I could just make out the word, Aaron. Who's that? I asked, pointing casually, trying to sound nonchalant. Tiffany's smile faltered instantly. Like someone had flicked a switch, her laughter, which had been light just a moment before, evaporated. The room's atmosphere grew heavier, the playful energy dissolving. She looked at me, her eyes wide, her jaw slack, as if I'd spoken in a language she didn't understand. Zane. She whispered the words brittle. He's new, just started a few weeks ago. That was around the time her late nights at the office became a constant. The time she started distancing herself. The time I began sleeping on the edge of the bed, trying not to disrupt her sleep. That now felt as far away as the moon. My heart, which had been steady just moments before, felt like a heavy weight in my chest. A cold, gnawing dread climbed up my throat. It wasn't the fact that she was lying to me, it was way she was lying that turned my blood to ice. The photo remained there for another week, taunting me. I catch Tiffany staring at it, a faraway look in her eyes. She touched the frame like it was something sacred, her gaze lingering just a second too long on Zay's face. That's when the plan started to take shape. A dark seed planting itself in my mind. I'd always been a quiet, easygoing guy, avoiding conflict, bury my feelings, but this was different. This was a betrayal. Deeper than anything I could have imagined. I began probing, Sully, asking about Zan and passing, carefully watching her reactions. Each time she flinched, her face carefully masking any emotion I found. His LinkedIn profile, Zanin Carter, a rising star, the new sales director. Charming, successful. The kind of guy who knew his looks could work to his advantage. I committed his face to memory, studying his features, his online mind presence, his every detail. I couldn't help it. I was becoming consumed by the obsession, and then I found it, a message. Buried deep within her deleted WhatsApp chats. Just one text, can't wait until tonight's. My hand trembled as I uncovered it, my fingers shaking, not from rage, but from something deeper, something that felt like an eclipse of my very soul. The weight of the discovery was crushing, yet fueled a dark determination, a burning need for revenge. My plan was simple. I wouldn't confront Tiffany just yet. I wanted Zay to pay first, to shatter the arrogant world he'd so carefully built. I use her phone to track his schedule, figuring out his usual gym routine. I joined that same gym, making it a point to cross paths with him. We spoke about work, about sales, about mundane thing. But to me, he was just an empty shelter man. A walking cliche. The day I chose was a Tuesday. Few weeks after discovering the text, the rain fell in torrent, as if the storm outside mirrored the chaos inside me. Zane was leaving the gym, his face flushed in damp hair clinging to his forehead. I intercepted him near his car. Zay, right? I asked, trying to keep my tone casual, masking the fury beneath. He looked at me, recognition flickering in his eyes. Yeah, you're Jackson, right? Tiffany's husband, that's right, I said, and without another word I struck him. The punch hit hard, sending him reeling, his face twisted in shock and pain as he crashed to the wet pavement. Gasping for air, he looked at me, horrified. What the hell? I grabbed him by his shirt, yanking him upright, my rage bubbling to the surface. You and my wife, I spat. You pathetic, spineless excuse of a man. The quiet, introverted Jackson was gone, replaced by someone, consumed by fury. Zay struggled, trying to push me away, but I was relentless. Another punch landed, this one catching his jaw, sending him staggering back, crashing into his car. I didn't care that the rain was soaking use or that people were staring. I only cared about destroying him. I slammed him against the car again, the metal groaning. Under the impact, I rained blow after blow on him, each want to release. A month's betrayal, sleepless nights, and a life torn apart. I didn't care about Tiffany anymore. Not really. This wasn't about her. It was about him, the smug look on his face whenever he was around me. The violation of trust. By the time I was finished, Zane was a mess. Blood running from his nose. His lips split, his eyes wide with terror. I loomed over, him panting, my knuckles throbbing. Stay away from her, I growled. Stay away from my life. I turned and walked away, leaving him, crumpled on the ground, the rain washing away whatever was left of his arrogance. The next day, I walked into Tiffany's office during her lunch break. I hadn't said a word to her since the encounter with Zane. She looked up from her computer, her eyes filled with fear and guilt. You know, don't you? She asked, her voice barely a whisper. I nodded, not needing to hear her excuses, her lies without a word. I grabbed a framed photo from her desk, the one with Zane in it, the one she cherished so much. I slammed it against the edge of the desk, the glass shattering into 1,000 pieces, the picture crumpled, Zane's face torn and destroyed. I'm done, I said, my voice cold and unwavering. I'm moving out. You can keep your perfect work life, just leave me alone. I dropped the broken frame to the floor and walked out, without looking back. That night, I packed a bag, taking only what I needed. I found a small apartment across town, a fresh start. I'd lost Tiffany, yes, but in a strange way I gained something. Peace, the weight that had been crushing me had lifted, replaced by a quiet resolve. I confronted my demons. I'd taken my revenge. I might be alone now, but I was free from her lies, free from Zay's mug grin. I was finally free to rebuild my life piece by piece, and in the end, that was enough.